Hello everyone and welcome back to Listenable, a podcast with ex-radio announcer Angus and what I thought was ex-professional tennis player Dylan Alcott up until the weekend when he was posting photos and videos of himself back on the court with the question to the audience, should I make a comeback?
Yeah, a little engagement right there.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say ex-radio superstar Dylan Alcott, but you
did a year and a half.
Mate, we did what about Triple J? 3 years? We did 3 years together.
Yeah, but you did not shit shifts. You did small shifts. You didn't commit at 9 to 5, Monday to Friday.
No,
you never did breakfast radio. I did 4 a.m.
I did breakfast, but I did it for like 2-week blocks.
Exactly, and our breakfast shift was not a normal breakfast shift.
No, I did Triple J breakfast by myself.
For 2 weeks. Anyway.
Okay, guess what? It's more than
Are you making a comeback?
To tennis?
Yes.
Well, I mean, you never know. If you want to write articles. No.
What's my favourite Netherlands
Niels
player?
Vink.
Niels Vink.
He's on fire. Niels winning everything. Sam Schroeder, Heath Davidson. I haven't seen my best man Heater for a while, Heath Davidson.
Mm-hmm.
So went down, had a hit. Guess what? Unfortunately for me, enjoyed it.
Did ya?
Really enjoyed it.
How'd you go competing against Heater, who's been playing non-stop?
Oh, Heater will still tell me up, but I played pretty well.
Okay.
And between that and my, new golf career on my Instagram, there's a lot of sport back on there.
A lot of sport?
Can you play golf?
Yes, very good. I told you I hit it 300 the other day.
You actually play a bit?
I hit it 300 at the virtual sim against all my mates the other day.
Oh, yeah, but that was obviously you hacked it.
What do you mean?
Virtual sim, you made it up.
No, okay. Do you promise to give it to Listenable first and not your Instagram audience if you do make an official comeback?
Yeah, on the Live Golf Tour. I don't know. Right. On the PGA.
Right. Well, let's park that for now, and we'll come back to that if we do intend to do so in the future, because we have an incredible guest joining us in a totally different time zone in this wonderful country of ours. Let's let our guests introduce themselves.
Hey guys, I'm Sean Pollard. I'm in West Australia, so a couple of hours behind you guys on the east, and I'm a snowboarder for Australia on the national para team. So I travel around doing snowboard cross and bank slalom. I've done it since 2017, and it's pretty exciting. We've got the games coming up soon, so
awesome.
Yeah, good times.
Mate, we'll get into the snowboarding in a sec, but obviously for a lot of people this is an audio medium. You just waved at us on the screen. Give us a wave again. What is going on there for the people that can't see?
Yeah, so if you can't see, I've got a split hook prosthetic. So I lost my arms in a shark attack back in 2014. Yeah, so I lost my left arm as well, if you can see that, and my right hand. And so, bilateral upper limb amputee. So for me to get by day to day, I use this split hook prosthetic contraption. It's pretty simple. There's like a cable which attaches to the hook, and then that runs around to my left shoulder. And when I pull on the cable, it opens and closes the hook. So it's pretty simple, but it does the job for most things.
Mate, we'll get into you just dropped some bombs there. Shark attack, Paralympics, plenty to dissect. However, I saw a video on the Talk That Is Tick about a young woman in the UK. She was on like Good Morning Britain or something. And she had one of those like super new AI style cyber arms.
Yeah, I saw the same thing.
Would you ever go down that path, or do you like the hook system?
Yeah, so I do. I have a electronic hand as well. So it's pretty good. I got the fastest, strongest one which you can get. It's called a Michelangelo hand. And so I don't really wear it that often because it looks great, but it's not as useful as the hook is. So the hook's just so versatile with everything I want to do.
Why is the electronic hand not as versatile? Because I was interested. I didn't know if it looked clunky or if it was awesome. I was trying to understand.
Yeah, I'll grab my hand now. I got it right here.
Sick. That's why we love you, sure.
Remember Barney did this? Remember Barney from New Zealand? He grabbed his $1 million arm.
You've tried on a $3 million robotic arm?
Yeah, I got it in the cupboard next to me if you want to have a look at it.
Bro,
cupboard.
get it out.
Get it
I'll
out.
get it is.
This is the electronic hand I got.
Oh my God, you're holding it in the hook?
So
That
basically, but there's basically, so there's a couple of sensors in there, and it's all battery powered. And so when the sensors, it fires off the muscles in my forearm. So the residual muscles in my forearm, like when I move my wrist that's what I'm imagining doing, move my wrist back and forward. That operates the hand. So there's a little computer in the back of the hand which like interprets what I want it to do, and then it does it. So there's like a little delay. It's a little bit slow, so it doesn't work instantly. With electronic hand, it still works, but it's just slower. So you kind of find yourself doing stuff, and you're waiting for the hand instead of just doing it straight away. Where with the hook, it just works instantly.
Yeah,
So
Gotcha.
instantaneous.
that's one thing with it. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's amazing technology out there. It's not cheap, but it's pretty cool. If I had just like one side, I'd probably wear the hand a lot more, because like aesthetically it looks better. But because I fly to do everything with the hook, yeah, I kind of don't want to deal with like a 1 second delay, even though it doesn't sound like much.
No, it's a lot.
Like 1 second of the day when you're doing everything,
Yeah.
it's a bit of a pain.
Can I just say, aesthetically, the hook's looking bloody awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
So don't bag the hook for the aesthetics, all right? I reckon it looks sharp, brother.
Can I ask a stupid question, Sean? Black tie function. You got the suit on, the bow tie. Do you feel like you're dressing up by putting on the expensive prosthetic?
Yeah, I actually call it the party hand. So I'll often only wear it to social events where you're shaking hands and holding beers and that sort of thing. So
Brilliant.
yeah, it gets a run on the weekends a lot more than during the week.
Sean, how comfortable are you talking about the shark attack? You don't have to, of course, but if you're open to speaking about that day, we'd love to go back to it.
Yeah, mate. So it kind of just feels like a bad dream now. It was 11 years ago, back in 2014. So from West Australia, so I grew up surfing and living that ocean lifestyle, especially in the southwest where I am. So I'm in Bunbury. And then, I went down to Esperance, which is on the south coast, like 8-hour drive, pretty remote down that way. Beautiful beaches. And we were down there just for a holiday for a week. And I, went surfing, surfed all week. And then it was like Thursday arvo. And I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. There was, great white shark. Basically came out of nowhere. I was surfing by myself at this perfect little A-frame beach break. It was like surfer's dream. Wrong place, wrong time. The shark come up from underneath me. Actually hit my legs first, so it kind of took the chunk out of my calf. I came back around the back. So you saw it coming this time. I tried to use my board as a shield. Actually ripped me apart, and then I popped up. And there was kind of blood everywhere. And then I just laid on my back and started kicking towards shore. And then I got bumped by another shark as I was making my way in. It was pretty heavy. In the moment, I didn't think I was going to survive. I thought I was going to die. There was a lot of blood. And, I wanted to get to the beach for my family so they knew like what happened. And that was in that moment. That was my driving force. Like my family gave me strength to get to the beach, so I wasn't just lost at sea. Yeah, so I managed to catch a wave, like body surf a wave in from out the back. And, so I kicked my legs, got onto that. Once I got in the shallows, I tried to stand up, and because of the damage to my legs, I just fell over. Some people on the beach had heard the commotion at that point, and they came and helped me. I was laying on my back, like, almost close to passing out from the blood loss. So the beach I was at was like 5 k's out of town. So the crew on the beach, fortunately, there was a off-duty paramedic. So they kind of knew what to do. They put tourniquets on my left arm, my right arm, my right leg, and then use the surfboard as a stretcher. So I probably should go back a bit. My girlfriend was with us at the time as well. So she was on the beach and she had a board on the beach. So I used that board as a stretcher to get me into the car. And then we drove back into Esperance, into hospital. So I was in hospital in like 40 minutes straight after shark attack. So the turnaround was really, really quick, and that's what saved my life.
When you were hit by the shark, were you on the board and your arms and legs were dangling in the water, or were you swimming freely without the board when you got attacked?
Yeah, so I was on the board. I was paddling back I just caught a wave, and then I was paddling back into position to get the next wave. And the shark came up, and I was on the board paddling, and it kind of hit me from behind and got a hold of my leg, and then let me go. And then when it come back around the second time, I tried to use my board as a shield as it was coming through the water, and just it come up out of the water, and then took my left arm and right hand and the board as well.
Obviously, traumatic story and injuries, but we are a disability podcast, and you're now an amputee. Do you remember the first time waking up and actually realizing that you are disabled and that you don't have the ability to use your left arm and your right arm won't ever be the same? Do you remember the mindset? Did you think to anybody who had represented disability to you in that moment, or what were those first thoughts?
Yeah, so when I was in hospital, I kind of had the same idea as Dylan before about the robot hands, the fancy robot hands. I was like, oh, I'll be sweet. I'll just get robot arms and figure out how to do it from there, because I'd kind of seen some stuff as well. And I was like, oh, shit, I was just going to have to do everything with robot arms now. But obviously, it's not exactly played out like that. But yeah, there's kind of straight away, I realized like this is going to be a big deal in my life. It's going to be very life changing. When I was in hospital the first couple of nights, I was very dosed up on the painkillers and that sort of thing. So yeah, I was kind of out it for a couple of days while they did the surgeries to, I guess, stitch me back up. And then thinking forward, I was in a funny place. It's kind of like, well, I've got a couple of options here. I can, lay down and take it and, not really do anything with my life and feel sorry for myself. Or I can do something, but in a bad way, like go down the path of like drugs or alcohol, that sort of thing. Or I can do something in a good way and try and make the most of my situation and what the rest of my life will look like. And that's kind of the path that I chose to, just make the most of the situation. Don't have too much expectations on what things are going to be. I didn't know if I was going to be able to feed myself or dress myself, those sorts of things. It was, it was pretty daunting to think back on it now, but like, you use your hands for everything. The first step was learning how to get dressed again, learning how to feed myself, like stuff you learn when you're a toddler. I got out of the hospital, was like learning how to ride a bike again, adult things, learning how to drive a car again. And each time I figured something out, it was like a light bulb went off. I was like, oh, I can do it this way.
Good on you, Buzz. Love that. Love that mentality. And I mean, you saved your own life really by defending yourself with the surfboard. Who knows what could have happened? How did you think clearly in that moment? Like, was it adrenaline, do you think, or?
So much adrenaline was pumping through my body. Yeah, you go into like survival mode. You don't really think about anything. Everything slows down. And you just, it's the most intense thing you've probably ever felt. Like, it's life or death. And I just reacted the way I did. I was kind of hard on myself for a bit. I was like, man, I should have just done a Mick Fanning and like punched it in the nose as it was coming at me. But like, I don't know, a lot of those things come through, like, you obviously play it over and over and over in your head, like once it's happened, and eventually just learn to accept how it happened. And yeah, it's that 100% survival mode kicks in. You're not really thinking about anything except when I was laying on my back and like, I meant to get to the beach for my family. Like, that was the one clear thought that I had come through. I was like, I just need to get to the beach.
I can't believe you body surfed into the beach without arms. I mean, that's just impressive, mate. Unbelievable.
Sean, there's something, doing the research on you over the past 5 days since we've known that we're going to be speaking to each other. I couldn't find, I mean, obviously we're going to talk about your snowboarding, that's amazing, but I couldn't find whether you went back in the ocean. Like, we asked this to Chris Blows, was another shark attack survivor that we had on the podcast, and he went back in the ocean. He's surfing today, but I couldn't find whether you had, because you basically went to the snow. Has your relationship changed with the ocean? Are you scared of sharks? Rightfully so.
No, not really. I went surfing yesterday. I was out of the water. I was out of the water for like 2 months with the hospital recovery. Basically, by that time it was summer, so I didn't really build it up too much. Like going back in the water, I just went down with a bunch of friends one day and went for a swim because it was a hot day. So that was like the introduction to the ocean. And then I got back into surfing as well. I tried to surf for the longest time. Got a paddle made up for my right hand, which I could kind of paddle and catch the waves that I wanted to, but couldn't stand up like I used to. So I'd catch the waves and then I'd just like blow the takeoff and fall off. I'd go for a surf and it was like one wave out of 20 I'd be able to get to my feet. So it was super frustrating. So I kind of had a hole in my life where surfing was, which I wanted to fill. And when the snowboarding came around, which was about 12 months later. The surfing still there. And nowadays I've switched from trying to stand up surfing to kneeboard surfing.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a throwback to the 80s. It was really popular in the 80s. So I actually wear flippers now. So I'll kick my legs to catch the waves and then just push up from my elbow onto my knees to surf the waves. So I was back in the water pretty quickly and back surfing, but it was frustrating.
So snowboarding, what was that feeling like when you first got on the snow 12 months post accident and kind of felt that void get filled that you were missing from surfing? Can you remember what that feeling was like?
Yeah, it was epic. So a bunch of my surf mates, we did a trip to Mount Buller in Victoria, and it was all our first time seeing snow and going on the snow. So it was a bit of a learning process with snowboarding. You can kind of control it a bit different to surfing. But once I got up and got going, it was just the most free feeling, like flying down the hill. Especially like with a disability, it felt so freeing to just go fast down the hill and not really be struggling to do something with the hook, or it was so good. We had that first trip. We had the best time. It was just a weekend in Victoria, and then went from there. So one of my mates actually moved to Canada to do like the working visa thing. A lot of people do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, I travelled over to visit him, and then spent like a month in Canada, in BC. Yeah, just randomly bumped into the Canadian para-snowboard coach at this resort in BC, and he came up to me and started telling me about the sport of para-snowboard, and tried to get me to come to like a Canadian tryout day thing. I was like, oh, I'm from Australia, mate. Like I can't really do that. I'm gonna head home and give it a crack back home. So when I got home, I got in touch with like Australia, and then they put me on the path to what ended up. So yeah, it was amazing to jump on the snowboard, and obviously did feel that hole from surfing, which had been left.
We'll get to the Paralympics in a sec, but I got to ask, I've been sit skiing once and I just ate shit constantly. And when I eat shit, I put my hands out so I don't land on my face. Tell me what you're doing. Are you just face planting, or how do you take a big stack?
Tuck and roll, baby. Tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll.
No, I've had a couple of big ones. You kind of learn how to fall when you do it enough, which I have. You can kind of slide, or it depends how you go. But I have gone down pretty hard a couple of times, but I tend to try and slide out of it. But if you're in the wrong spot, I've had a couple of concussions and broken ribs, dislocated shoulders, that sort of thing. Comes with the territory.
Yeah. What events are you competing in? Did you say again? Was it the border cross? What did you say again?
In the para side of things, we do border cross and bank slalom. So
Bro, border cross is nuts. You'd be stacking it all the time.
yeah, yeah. It's pretty hectic. So yeah, there's a bit of carnage, even if you're able-bodied. If you've seen those guys, it's good fun.
So going from surfing, as somebody grew up being a surfer myself down the coast of, I grew up on Bells Beach.
Oh, yeah, he's basically Kelly Slater down there.
I was.
Tough for some.
Yeah, no big deal. Fellow surfer to surfer, you understand. And I've also snowboarded. There is familiarity between being on the board and going down a hill. That you don't jump on for the first time. You kind of do get yourself into like level 3 immediately.
Okay, Sean White.
Well, maybe just for me and you, Sean. But what was the difference that you found? I mean, obviously, using prosthetics is different, but for you, what were the practical adjustments between disability that you found between snowboarding technique and surfing technique and equipment, accessibility?
Yeah, I picked it up pretty quick. Like you say, there's the similarities between surfing and snowboarding. I found I'd wakeboarded before as well, so I found it more similar to wakeboarding to start with. And then once you kind of get better at snowboarding, you actually learn to carve the snowboard through the snow. I found that more similar to surfing, because you're using your rail to control the board. And I found that similar. Yeah, for me, how I adapted to it, obviously with my arms, the balancing is a huge issue. So you imagine being strapped in, just your feet to the floor, and if you get you're going to put your arms out to balance yourself. So obviously my balance has to be worked on a fair bit. So I do a lot of like core strength stuff to keep that core really strong, so I've got my balance. And then with it being my right arm, so I'm a regular rider, my weight's really back foot heavy. So I kind of have to adjust by like holding my weight forward over the board to keep balanced in the middle. And then on the technology, like the adaptive side of things as well with equipment. For the longest time, you're familiar with a snowboard setup. You got bindings and boots and stuff. So that was a bit of a challenge learning how to put boots on and how to strap bindings up, which I had to overcome. So certain boots I can't wear because I just can't do up the laces and stuff. So I've had to go with a set of boots which use speed laces. You're just basically pulling one cord and it tightens everything up. And then straps. I figured out a way to do it with a hook. On that first trip I did to Mount Buller, my friends were having to strap me in because I just couldn't do it. Hadn't learned how to do it yet. So after each run, a mate would have to strap me in at the top. And then after a while, a bit of trial and error, I figured out how to do it. Nowadays, they've come out with a step-on boot. I don't know if you've seen them. Yeah, you basically have clips on the side of the boot, and when you step into it, it attaches the boot to the board, and away you go. So I've been riding those for the last 4 or 5 years now since they come out, and it's made my life so much easier.
Mate, we've got the Winter Paralympics coming up in Cortina over in Italia. What would that mean to you, mate? Have you been selected yet before? Are you selected?
No, so the qualification stuff still got, it's not official yet. We got like 5 or 6 events, World Cup events coming up before Italy. So I think I have to get like top 8 finish in 2 of those events to make it on the team officially. And then February is when the selection stuff comes out. But I went to the South Korea Paralympics back in 2018. That was epic. It was a great time. Ended up getting 5th, so I was pretty stoked with that. It's like, it was 2018, so it was just under 4 years after the shark attack. So it was pretty quick turnaround.
I've seen, I might be there actually, but I've seen how it's shaping up over there. It looks unreal where it is. It's going to be really, really cool. What would it mean to have, is your kid going to go along and watch? That'd be pretty bloody epic getting to represent in front of them.
Yeah. So my daughter, she's 4 now, and yeah, we just had our first snow trip with her back in July. So tried to get her on the snowboard. It lasted about half an hour, and then she's like, "Oh, Dad, I want to throw snowballs now." So, and they're planning to come over. It'd be epic to have them there. The snow sports, you spend so much time away from home. I'm sure you're familiar with international travel, all the competitions, just how much time you spend on the road.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty across it. Thanks for asking,
It's a big
Sean.
commitment.
You're
No, that's very kind of you to ask. Sean, you've had a lot of changes, and not necessarily changes in your life that happened because of the accident. Becoming a father, that might have been part of your journey, regardless, with your partner. But how much of your old identity did you lose that day out in the ocean? Because you're a sparky, surfing most of the time, fisherman. That was a big part of your identity. How much did the shark attack change who Sean was going forward?
I'm a totally different person to who I was back then, and it comes with age a bit as well. But yeah, like you said, I was an electrician, a footballer, surfer, fisherman, all those things, and it was pretty much out the window overnight. I was like, it was a bit of an ego death, I'd say. Like, I just couldn't be the person I was before straight away. Like, I just had to not become a new person, but evolve and grow differently as I would have. And I'm really thankful for it, because I've learned so many lessons through this whole journey and experience that I wouldn't have got otherwise. And I'm very happy with where I am as a person right now. So yeah, it's one of those things you can't really choose what happens to you in life, and you have to make the best of it. But yeah, I guess I'm fortunate to have learnt from it. Yeah, that old life's out the window. And
Yeah.
Beautiful answer, bro.
I'm really, really happy where I'm at.
How does Myla go with Dad having a disability? How do you go explaining it to a 4-year-old? Does she brag about you at kinder or school? What's her perception of it?
Yeah, so that's another challenge which I've come up against. So obviously with the hook, it attracts a lot of attention, especially 4-year-olds, like school pickups and drop-offs and stuff. I went for a Father's Day thing last week, and talked to the class. They were going around asking what the dads do for work and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, my snowboarder, I lost my arms in a shark attack." The kids' minds were just like, "What is going on? Who's this pirate?
Yeah.
Snowboards And so Mila's really good with it. She we're just honest, straight up, tell the other kids it was a shark attack. Shark bit my arm off, and she's like, "Yeah, it was a white shark, a great white shark." Yeah, she's all on board with it. It's a strange thing. I kind of think about sometimes how she must think about it, but she doesn't know any different. So it's just normal for her.
Little advocate. Love that, bruz. That's awesome. When you go up to an able-bodied person and they're like, "What happened to you?" The number one thing that people would think they would make up is shark attack, right? Do people go to you, bullshit, and you go, "Nah, legit," and they go, bullshit. That would be so annoying, because you'd be like, "No, I swear to God, I got bitten by a shark," and they'd be like, "Mate, as if you got bitten." Does that happen in your world? Because
Tell us about your car accident.
I've also said shark attack just because it's just easier, just being a dickhead, right? But you actually had a shark attack. Does that get annoying?
No, I actually like it when people think that, because it's like, it's sweet. Because I don't really want to go into the details of their run as well, because when you say shark attack, they want to know how big was it, what happened,
Exactly.
And so, for the random that comes up to me and asks, sometimes I'll just say it was a car accident, or so I've used a few different ones like wood chipper, or
good.
a couple of different ones like that.
Nice.
Just so I don't have to talk about the shark attack, because you kind of get tired of talking about it.
Oh, mate, I agree with you. I would do the same thing, bro, because as soon as they shark attack, everyone's like, "All right, where, when, what happened?" And you're just like, "Mate, I'm just having a beer.
I literally
with my
think
family.
you did that for the Chris Blows episode.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's the first thing you said to him was, okay, great. Tell me when, where,
Yeah, exactly.
how, what.
I very rarely, very, very rarely do this. But if people are like, "You that guy, that tennis player," I'm very rarely like, "Nah," and they're like, "Yeah, you are," and you're like, "Ah, no, I'm not." And they pull you up, and you're like, "Oh, no, I'm being a dickhead." Yeah, I am him. How are you?
Yeah, got
very,
me.
Very rarely. Though.
Fun game. Before we get to our bowl of uncomfortable, Sean, question that what do you want people to take away from not just this is a tiny, minute second of your life, this podcast, but you don't want to be known as a shark attack. I don't want to be known as a person with a podcast. Or probably want to be known as a good dad, at least to the people that care about me. But not the medals. What is it that you want people to remember about Sean? Through this podcast and beyond it.
Someone that just had a go at life. Like obviously, been thrown a pretty bad set of cards, and I've had a crack regardless. Yeah, probably that, and yeah, someone who's been really adaptable. Like I have had to learn a lot of new things and be adaptable. So I think probably if people remember me like that, I'd be happy.
Love that, bro. And hopefully a effing gold medalist in a couple of
That'd
weeks.
be good. That would be good.
We'll see
Also,
how
a
we
good
go.
opportunity there to do a little pun. You said been given some bad cards. You should said been given a bad hand at life.
Oh, hey, you
Bowl of uncomfortable, Sean.
Very good.
It's a good hand though.
I'll go first. Bowl of uncomfortable. We get these sent in from people when we say that we're speaking to you. And after talking about how annoying it is talking about shark attacks, guess what mine's about? It's about a shark attack. All right. How do you view or not view shark attacks when they hit the news or socials? Do you watch any footage of other shark attacks? And this part I actually do is there like a shark attack support network of some kind? Do you reach out to other people and when they
Facebook
happen?
group.
Yeah. There's a Facebook group called the Bike Club. So
Is that what
if
it's
you
called?
get attacked by a shark, yeah,
Great name.
automatically in. Yeah, it's called the Bike Club. Yeah.
I love that, bro.
Yeah,
are you making
man, I
that, are
thought
you
you
making
were
that
doing a
up?
bit.
Are you doing a bit or is that real?
No, that's 100%.
It's like Fight Club, but the Bike Club. That is the best.
First thing about the bike club, you shouldn't speak about the bike
Never
club.
talk about the Bike Club.
Yeah, when the news, because you can't escape it. It's all over the feed, all over the socials if there is a shark attack. So my thoughts just go out to like families of the victims.
And I'll advocate on your behalf, not that I was bitten by a shark, but like when there is a shark attack, I'm sure a zillion people send it to you, right? Because you're a shark attack survivor. And it's like, not to discriminate disabilities. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? And you're like, yeah, I have seen that. And of course, I'm willing to support, but you're also busy being a dad and living your own life as well, mate. So good.
Yeah.
Sean, some would say your story is inspirational, but sometimes those kinds of stories also become commodified, praised for showing someone overcoming, but also used to make non-disabled people feel better. Do you ever struggle with feeling that your trauma is being used for others' comfort?
Good question.
People are people. There's always going to be 100 different angles at what you're doing. Take what you can out of it. I'm happy to inspire people if that's what they get out of it. I'm also happy to, if people are thinking, oh, at least my life's not as bad as that guy, he's got no arms. So, whatever people can get out of it, that's fine.
They don't know that your life is better than theirs, which we love. Mate, can you do me a favour?
Exactly.
Can you get picked on the team?
Yes, please.
Because I work for the Wide Water Sports Channel 9, who's got the Paralympics, and your 5-minute package story is going to be an absolute belter once you get picked, mate, because you got a real chill vibe about you, which I love.
Yeah.
Right, you really do, and I think more people should know your name, to be honest. So hopefully, mate, you can get at least 8th in a couple of those warm-up events and get yourself on the team, mate, because we'd love to watch you over there.
Yeah, bro, sure. I'll do my best.
At Sean Pollard Snow is the Instagram handle. You can follow him. The show notes are just below. I think Dylan is going and giving you a follow.
Following you right now, Shawnee.
There we go. There's one extra.
There's one
ones.
extra you got, bros. An absolute loser like me
sick.
getting around you.
Easy peasy. Sean, thank you so much for coming on the show, mate. It's been vulnerable sharing that story from 11 years ago, and I think it's going to better a lot of other people's lives to hear how much better it is on the other side of it. And we can't wish you any more than the best for Cortina, and we hope we do get to see you representing Australia down the slopes. Good on you.
Cheers, legends. Thanks for having me.
Just side note, first video I pulled up is you eating shit. Literally, the first one is you face planting, which we love on your Instagram. Good on you, man.
That's sick.